Welcome back to Hannity. Tonight, a retired Army official breaks his silence about U.S. Central Command allegedly ignoring key intelligence in Iraq that showed the rise of terror groups like ISIS following the death of bin Laden. Now, in just a minute, we'll have an exclusive interview with that Army official who claims that he was forced out of his position for daring to speak up. But first, Adam Housley is the reporter who broke the story. He's standing by with more on this developing scandal. Adam.
Yeah, Sean, it's a story we've been working on for close to a year, but it really goes back further than that. I know you've covered some of the stories like what happened in Benghazi or the attack in Cairo, and we've been told consistently over the last few years by a number of intelligence agents, both in Washington, Florida, and for that matter on the ground in these regions, that their intelligence they've gathered has not moved up the chain or has been changed once it went up the chain. So when we met Sergeant Kotel, it basically jived with everything we had found, whereas stuff had been significantly ignored or changed and put into other contexts. For example, maybe an attack was taken out of a report and an environmental concern was put in, or a local economic issue on the ground in Iraq, for example. These are things that, again, the guys on the ground have said they are frustrated by and concerned about. We've heard it more recently, of course, with the 50 or so spies that came out in regards to ISIS. One quick note, too, I talked to a senior official who was once very close and very high up with the CENTCOM folks. He says, generally speaking, guys like Sergeant Kotel and that level, they gather the information. Then it goes up to the defense level, which can be watered down there, and then it goes to the national level. And that's where a lot of these folks believe it was changed. At that point, of course, it goes to the president. He says he's seen great assessment completely misrepresented. Sean?
All right, Adam, great reporting. Joining us now on a Hannity exclusive is the Army official who's been blowing the whistle on this story. Retired Sergeant William Kotel and his attorney during his court-martial, Lou Palaio, is with us. Sergeant, let me just start with you. So after the killing of bin Laden, they ignored and altered intelligence? Explain.
No, they left key information out of intelligence assessments, such as attacks. The idea was that ISIS, or excuse me, Al-Qaeda was decimated, so therefore that wasn't part of the threat analysis that should be submitted higher.
And doesn't that put that puts every serviceman and woman's life at risk, doesn't it, if they don't have that information?
Well, it's critical information and is very important for safety and security, yes.
Now, since that happened, we've now seen the fall of Fallujah and Tikrit and Mosul and Ramadi. Do you think that's because or contributing to or contributing factor?
Well, I think it would be a part of a contributing factor. The issues that you know, the chain of command and higher don't see a clear picture if we leave intelligence out, especially about attacks and any kind of Sunni radicals or Al-Qaeda issues that are left out when they're attacking.
Counselor Palaio, I understand you've been, what, a Marine Corps? You're a Marine, 27 years military justice experience. You ever see anything like this?
Sean, no. Actually, this was pretty unprecedented, what they did to Sergeant Kotel after he tried to bring to their attention the intelligence that was left out. It was clearly punitive, and clearly they tried to ostracize him by setting him up and punishing him in the end.
So, and by the way, and he was using all the proper channels. He wasn't trying to disobey authority or go behind their back or go to the media. None of that would happen, right?
Right, John. He was trying to do the right thing in the right way, and that was use the chain of command and go through the chain of command to express his concerns. And since 2010, he's been trying to do this and trying to get traction for what he thought was a manipulation of the intelligence. And when he didn't get any traction, he finally decided that some other agency had to know what he knew, and that's when the command took their retribution against him and took actions to punish him.
I appreciate what you have done. I think you did it to save people's lives and put our nation in a better defense posture and position. Thank you both for telling us your story. We appreciate it.